Hello and welcome to today's video. Today I'm doing an Inky Minutes ink review of this ink. This is Gummy Shark by Robert Oster. This is the little bottle that was a little bit of a sort of a giveaway at the Melbourne Pen Show in 2024. As you can see there, this was the official ink of the Melbourne Pen Show, and Robert Oster is a great supporter of that show, and everyone is very grateful. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to attend the Melbourne Pen Show this year, but a good friend of mine was able to get me one of these bottles, and I am very, very grateful to them, so thank you so much. So today we're going to talk about this ink, show it on a few different kinds of paper, and I'll give a few thoughts. So it is called Gummy Shark, and it is a grey ink that dries purple. So it really is a purple ink. These inks that go on one colour and dry another colour, it is the colour they dry that you need to take into account. That's what you are going to be seeing after the first 20 seconds of using the ink. So this is a really interesting color. It's kind of a gray leaning purple. It's got some nice depth to it, beautiful shading, not a whole lot of sheen, no shimmer, nothing like that, just a good quality standard color that has some nice sort of multi-chromery properties. So the coloring card here looks good. Let's see it on some paper. Okay, so we start with it here on Tomo River paper. Now I had this in my Narvala Eclipse, which is a very, very fine, slightly dry medium nib. So also did a little bit of writing with the Kakimori brass dip pen, which you can see I've sort of used to its capacity to get some nice big thick lines as well, and you can see some of the qualities of this ink. On Tomo River it is a little bit more grey than we see here on the colouring card. A lot of these Robert Oster inks do perform differently on different kinds of paper, and that's kind of the fun of them. So this is a little bit more grey here. Beautiful shading once again, that we see it from both pens. Even in the darker thicker pen, you still get some lovely sort of depth of that shading. Not a whole lot of water resistance, unfortunately, but that is the way this ink is. On the reverse of that page, where we put down a lot with the Kakimori, some has come through, but in the general writing nothing has come through. But we're laying down a lot of ink at these points here. Let's now see it on some lower end paper. I have it here on student notepad paper. It performs as you would expect. It's a lot more washed out. It's sort of the grayer, and once again the reverse shows a considerable amount of bleeding, especially from that dip pen, not so much from the Narvala. It performs okay. Robert Oster generally performs pretty well, but obviously this is not fountain pen friendly paper. Likewise, we see a similar result here on the office copy paper, ADGSM copy paper. Bit of spreading, a lot more washed out. It dries very quickly on here, and the reverse we get that bleed through again. Not a lot from the Narvala again, but a lot from sort of the dip pen. Anyway, you're laying down a lot of ink, as you would expect. And then we have it here on Rhodia. So you can see it's got lovely depth. I really do enjoy the depth of color here, particularly in the wetter pen, but even in the lighter writing from the Narvala, we still get a nice amount of sort of color. The contrast on the page is good. The shading, even in the lighter shading, you can still read it. Once again, low water resistance, and then a nice purpley sort of swatch as well. So this is good. It performs okay. Like even the dip pen here hasn't come through. Sometimes we see that on Rhodia, but on this particular one nothing has come through. So yeah, it's a lovely ink, and Robert's made a few of these sort of grey purples and quite a number of greys, but I think this one's kind of unique. It's got a nice sort of I think the purple in this is the nice multi-chrome sort of colour that I'm enjoying so much myself. Okay, time for a colour comparison here, and just to put it into context alongside some greys, I have Robert Oster Australian Opal Grey and then Diamine Earl Grey. Diamond Earl Grey has a slight tendency to run a tiny bit on the purple end. Opal Grey is very grey. So you can see there's a lot of purple happening here in the Gummy Shark from Robert Oster. And if we look at this little chromatography, there's easy to see firstly why there's very little water resistance. It's all moved up, but why purpley sort of colors are what we're kind of getting through. There's lots of pinks and blues and things that will make that lovely sort of shade of purple once the ink dries. So this was Gummy Shark by Robert Oster, which is the official ink of the 2024 Melbourne Pen Show. a lot of these inks end up becoming available through retailers, so I'd keep an eye out at retailers like Pole Prediction in Australia, and a number of others worldwide, for when this ink becomes available. I think it's a really interesting ink. They normally come in around the standard pricing, which is different in every country. You know, in Australia it's normally around the 24-25 Australian dollar mark per bottle, but it's, you know, they're beautiful inks, and this performs very well. It's got nice sort of shading properties and all of that, and it's got a lovely tonal range. I really enjoy this ink a lot. So once again, thank you to my friend who was able to get me a little bottle, even though I couldn't make the Melbourne Pen Show in 2024. And thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, hit the notifications button, all that kind of stuff. If you've got products you think I should be looking at, or if there's a way you'd like to support the channel, I'd really love to hear from you. In the meantime, enjoy your inks, enjoy writing, and I'll talk to you soon.